How's it going, everybody? I'm John White here for a tutorial in Photoshop, and we're gonna learn how to basically dress up Justin Bieber. We're just gonna go from a blank picture. We're gonna learn to put anything on a shirt, make it look really realistic. This is actually a picture I did for a clothing company I'm part of, Social Society. This is for a little contest. Feel free to enter it. Just go to facebook.com/social society right up here, and all you gotta do is go to the picture and like it and share it, and you can win this shirt. Basically, we'll send it over to you, but that's besides the point. So here we go. We're gonna jump right into this. First things first, we're gonna need a picture of Justin Bieber wearing a blank shirt. Now this is the picture I actually used right here. You can just go to Google. I usually use Google to get a picture. I search Justin Bieber white shirt. Things to look for: you don't want this one. He's a little at an angle. You can do it. It's gonna be a little bit more time spent. It's just kind of something really quick and fun, so you don't want to spend too much time on it. So just to show how it works, I'm going to use something, a different picture. I kind of like this one right here. So what I'm going to do is just grab it, right click, copy the image, go to Photoshop, make a file, new, and it should be the exact size that I just copied. I don't think it copied. Let me try again. Alright, let's try this. There we go. Alright, so we got our new document starting up right now. And once that gets open, I'm just going to hold Control and V, and I'm just going to paste it. Alright, cool. So now, something I did prior to this was I had my design already pretty much set up. So I'm just going to go navigate to my design. Same one. We'll actually use a different one. Nah, I lied. We'll use the same one. So, I get my design. I actually designed it, and I have the Illustrator file, so I'll just drag it right on top of it in Photoshop. It'll recognize it, which will make it a little easier for some stuff. So here we go. I'm just gonna click OK, and it should already be transparent. Now this is gonna make things a lot more easier. The fact that I already set this up kind of like a PNG. I'll show later on why it's gonna be a little easier. Alright, so I'm just going to scale this down to about what it would be on his actual shirt size, and it's going to be kind of like that. This one's going to be a little more in depth since we're going to have some masking going on, but it shouldn't be a problem. We should pretty much hit this pretty easily. Anyways, so here we go. We're going to put it right in the chest. The actual shirt, as you can see, it kind of takes up quite a good amount, so just something like that. Fool everyone. Alright, try that again. Control and T will let you resize it. And there we go. And if you hold Alt, you can Alt and Shift while you're holding the edge will keep it in the same place when you're resizing it. So that's a little nice tip. And we'll double click. Alright, cool. So for masking purposes, I'm going to turn the opacity down, just so I could see where I want to mask. Turn down a little more actually. Alright, to about 20%. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right over here in my layers panel to this little square with a circle in it. Click that and you'll see this white box will appear. Now I'm going to grab my brush, make sure the color is black, pick a size. Anything that's black will not appear. It's kind of like an eraser, but if you know anything about masking, it's a little bit nicer to work with. So what I'm going to do, I know I don't want it to go on, I just want it to be on the shirt, so I'm just going to kind of come through here and start masking all this and try to be detailed about it. I mean, it's not too big of a deal. Just a web image, it's not going to show too much. I'm not too worried about that. So just kind of coming through here. The nice thing about masking is, say I do that, later on I could switch to the color white and I could just fill it back in. So it's kind of like an eraser, but you can go back and change your mistakes later on in case you don't like stuff. So I personally kind of enjoy doing that. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to make my brush size a little smaller, focus on getting around this necklace that he has here. Alright, cool. Let's get in there. And let's see, we're almost there. And there we go. It should be good. If not, we'll go back, fix it up a little bit. Alright, so let me put the opacity back up. Alright, it's getting there. So let's just kind of detail this up. Grab my masking tool again, switch to white, and I can already see kind of right here. Just want to straighten that a bit, not so jagged. And I think I want to kind of bring a little more color right there. And just too much white sticking out makes it look a little unrealistic, and I don't want that. So I can also see right here, it's coming right through, so I'll get rid of that. Alright, cool, so it's looking good. And what we want to do now is we just kind of want to play with the blend mode and find something that sits on the picture. It's all going to be different depending on how bright, how dark your picture is. So I have a few different ways of going about this actually. So I'm going to show you some tricks. So I got multiply, and what it's doing right now is it's really just getting affected by the shadow, which I really like. So it's already kind of blending itself. I know the colors of the actual shirt, the red's a little bit brighter, so I'm just going to bring the opacity just down a touch, not enough to do much. What that'll also do is bring out some of the detail in the shirt. Here's a little trick. I'm going to duplicate my layer with the image. I'm going to bring that on top of it, and what I'm going to do is put a curves layer, attach that down. I'm just going to drop it, because as you can see, it's going to really contrast this area of his shirt. So I'm going to go right on that, merge these two layers, and I'm going to turn the mask on, and I'm going to hold Control and I to invert that. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to basically take my brush, and I want to tell it to go over this, so just like that. Cool. And then I'm going to change my blend mode, and I'm going to play around with this. And what this is doing is basically blending a little bit more texture on top of our design here, so it kind of gives it more that feel that it's on the shirt. But right now it's just finding the right one. I kind of like the way the linear burn looks, but I'm a little worried that's a little purple, so I'll show you how to fix that. I'm going to go to darken actually, and I can see kind of over here in the shadow it's a little bit too much, so I'm going to go into my masking tool, and I'm going to grab the color black and just kind of fade it out in the shadows. It's just overdoing it just a touch too much, and that's pretty close right there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn a black, not invert, I'm going to turn a black and white or a tint right on top of it, and what that is going to do is allow me to kind of just make sure that it stays, and I'm just going to merge it, or I'm going to clip it onto here. Just click this little tool, it'll drop it down just to this layer. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. So it's still a little dark. What I want to do to adjust that is I can just go into my curves, and I can just bring that up. I can brighten it right there, and then I can just, since it's already got a mask, Control I. You can just Control I, grab your brush, and just tell it, hey, I only want you to work right there. Grab the white. So there we go. Cool. So we got that. Alright, cool. So we got Justin Bieber wearing our shirt. He's rocking it, loud and proud. So let's see what it looks like. This was before, this is after. As you can see, we kind of got it blending. We could use some work right now, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to leave it at that. And let's cover up some of the mistakes though. So let's add some color correction, and let's just put some cool tones to it like we did in the original picture. We kind of have this like fade going on. So let's kind of do that same thing. It's really easy. I got my new layer, Control Shift N to make a new layer, grab a brush, make it nice and big, cover about a quarter of the picture. This is pretty good. I'm going to grab some light colors, same as I did in the other picture. I generally grab like a bright blue. Just put one dab, make sure your brush is on 0 hardness, and I'm just going to kind of do that. And then I'm going to go over to maybe like a pink, drop it in the other corner, and maybe we'll add some yellow, or really off tint of yellow this time. And you know what, let's just throw some purple in there. Let's just mix it all up this time. Cool. So now I'm going to just play with my blend modes. And I kind of already like the way the screen looks. And just to blend it a little more, I'm going to add a filter. I'm going to go to blur and Gaussian blur it, and we'll just put it all together. So just blur it all up. Alright, cool. And to finish it off, get a little adjustment layer, and we'll just bring up the darks right down here, and we'll drop everything else. Oh, no, let's make it bright. We'll keep it bright, and maybe we'll add like the darks a little bit bluer. We'll go to our red channel, bring the darks up for the reds, drop it at the top, and there we go. We got a nice little stick going on. And what else can we do? We'll add some fade right up here. Alright, cool. And play around. Oh, I want it a little bit darker. Alright, cool. So that's looking good. I kind of still want it to focus on this shirt a little more, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do another curves adjustment, just drop it just a little to contrast it. Control I, and grab my brush, just like we did earlier, and just tell it I want it to focus right there. Alright, so now we got a little bit more focus on that, as you can see. So cool, that's basically it. We just dressed them up. It's a pretty simple technique, I say, just a bunch of masking and playing around with some layer blending, and then you're good to go. You really just want to learn how to hide anything. You really want to hide the original things going on. Clearly, I mean, if I just looked at this right away, you probably would think it, but I'm seeing right now, right here, we got this white stuff hanging out on all these because we didn't spend as much time as we could masking through everything. But as you can see, we detailed over this texture. We went through it. The texture is looking through everything, sitting under the shadows, going under the necklace. But like I said, spend more time on it. You can really go through and do some other stuff. But that's about it. So now you know how to dress up Justin Bieber. You can put clothes on anybody. But like I said, some quick tips to think back to is make sure you get a picture where they're facing you. It makes things a lot easier. I'm not saying this isn't impossible. You can go into this if you wanted to, and you could really just go through and rotate everything. And it's just a lot of more time that you guys spend on that. But yeah, well, oh yeah, I know I had to hit up on. One of the things was if you have the image that's not a PNG, it's gonna make things a little bit more difficult. Here's an example. I got this little JPEG image. You really need to I grab a color picker or like a magic wand, just grab the whites, pick the similar or something, and just get rid of it. It's just gonna make things a lot quicker for you. So there we go, and it'll make it just like we did. But we can do another tutorial on that another time. That's about it. Thanks, guys. I'm John White, Preset Media. Go like Social Society, Facebook.com/Social Society. We expect everyone to join in, get a free shirt. Good luck to all.